here, right underneath the Markbook, we have the Data Explorer. So basic components of this page, we have the data in a big grid here in the middle, and you can click into any of these things. Along the top, we have subjects, and then along the side, we have year groups. I have tons of year groups in my sample school, but you'll just see the year groups that are relevant to your school in your account. Along the left, there's this blue panel, which is basically the controls for this page. And you can use this to kind of configure what it is you're looking at and then make more adjustments over here. So up at the top, we've got view. So this is the type of information that you're looking at. So what we'll start out on is percent correct, which is your classic red, amber, green, score, basically. It's got national average across the top, which is especially useful if you're maybe a smaller department and you don't have a whole lot to compare to. You can come here to the national averages. The next type of data you can look at is questions answered. So this is basically engagement data. It's how many questions your students have answered across all subjects, across in any year group. What I find really useful in this view is if you also use it with these filters. So you can filter by who set the questions. It will start out showing you all questions, but you can look at just teacher set questions, which is essentially homework. Or you can look at just student set questions, which is revision or independent work. This is also useful if you want to look up a particular student or you look at a year group and you can see who is doing revision and also where they're doing revision. So some students tend to do revision just in the topics that they enjoy and they're not necessarily targeting their weaknesses. So it's worth maybe spotting that and having a conversation about effective revision strategies. I'll go back to my original. And then the third type of data that we have is called strengths and weaknesses. And this page is basically meant to look really boring unless there's something that we're trying to flag up to you. So if you see a bunch of light green dots, that's kind of a good thing. That means everything's where it usually is. The next thing I want to point out is that there are date ranges here. So as a student moves through Educake, their results stay with them. So if they've been using it for multiple years, they keep their results. And you can see all of those in this Data Explorer. But if you just want to focus on one particular academic year, or if you want to look at a term, or if you're running competitions and you want to get, a week's worth of data, you can do that here. You just click in and choose the start date that you want.